The man discovered 2,000-year-old tiles in the cave, and even a phone booth that had turned to stone. When he wiped away the dust and saw those familiar slogans, he couldn't believe that this place was actually connected to Earth. The spacecraft had only made an emergency landing on an unknown planet to avoid a black hole, but the familiar subway billboard in front of him clearly told Adam that this was his home. Although Adam already had the answer in his heart, he was still unwilling to believe that the once glorious civilization had become so miserable and had even become slaves to apes. With that doubt in their minds, Adam and his companion decided to continue exploring along the tracks. Soon they discovered a vent in the distance. However, just as Adam was about to climb up, a series of rumbling sounds suddenly echoed around them. It seemed that some mysterious force was preventing them, but Adam wouldn't give up. He resolutely took Eve with him and climbed up. Then the two followed the direction of the sound and proceeded all the way. At the same time, the ape general was preparing to lead his soldiers to flatten the Forbidden Zone. However, just as the troops were about to set off, they were blocked by a group of civilians. They held up slogans of peace between apes and humans, hoping to stop this war. But the general not only ignored these actions, he even ordered all the civilians blocking the road to be arrested. Then the magnificent army continued to advance towards the Forbidden Zone. Meanwhile, Adam and Eve had already found the source of the sound, but the sight before them made Adam feel a tinge of desolation. The once prosperous exchange had long since become a ruin, and those magnificent buildings had now become history. Then the two came to the door of the church, but at this moment, the fountain behind them began to spout water. Although a little surprised, the thirsty Adam still took a sip and found the spring water refreshing and sweet. He immediately called Eve, who was beside him, to drink together. However, just as Eve lowered her head to drink the water, Adam suddenly felt unwell. The next second, a mysterious voice invaded his brain. Adam's body instantly felt excruciating pain. Looking down at Eve drinking water, Adam could no longer control himself. He directly extended his hand and pressed her head into the water. Eve tried to struggle, but to no avail. At this moment, Adam successfully regained control of his body. To prevent further harm to Eve, Adam painfully retreated slowly towards the big door. At this time, the voice in his head also disappeared. As soon as Adam turned around, the sight before him once again subverted his perception. He saw a large nuclear bomb placed on the steps.